Okay. All right. So why don't we just lead the way? We're going to introduce ourselves again. We are Magic Cruises and Tours. This is our group department, myself and Marsha Forsey and Kate Black, who many of you have talked to over the years. And we are located right in the heart of downtown Worthington. There's our little storefront. We've been here since 1988, guys. So 36 years and counting. Lots of fun, have a great time sending people on trips. And so we are Central Ohio located, but we do have guests that are living nationwide, not just for nationwide. We represent guests that are living all over the United States. We have been working with the nationwide planning committee for the retiree group since 2008. And we have met many of you, I know, over the years and had some wonderful trips together. As I mentioned earlier, Kelly Work with Princess Cruises is going to be joining us. And she brings a wealth of information about Princess Cruises, which is the line that we're focusing on for 2025 trip. And in your email, we sent you a reminder, and you have the flyer. Oops, we got a little
That's okay.
feedback. Okay, the next slide shows the flyer that we've got, and so you all have that in your possession. I will be making some statements about the pricing. We've got great news on the pricing, so don't go off the pricing there on your flyer, but stay tuned for that. And this is scheduled to be a hosted group. Back up one.
Oh, sorry.
Yep. So we've got a picture there of Michael and Jill Carroll. Joanne McHugh with our planning committee was a host for many years. Michael and Jill Carroll are scheduled to be traveling with you guys on the Scandinavia cruise next year. Kate and Marsha and I, we can't go on all the trips with you guys, but we'd love to. But you'll be in good hands. So they're going to have a lot of fun things going on. And we're really excited about this particular itinerary because back in 2020, some of you online with us today were booked on this exact same tour with Princess Cruises in 2020. And of course, we all remember what happened in 2020. The world paused for a while. We had like 70 something people booked to travel. And so hopefully you're all excited that this has come back around and we're going to make it to Scandinavia in 2025. So taking a look at the itinerary, you can see the little map there. We're going to be sailing round trip from London and visiting Kristiansand and Oslo in Norway, and then also Copenhagen and Skane in Denmark. The trip dates are August 23rd through the 30th of 2025. And this is a wonderful time to be traveling in this area. It's wonderful summertime temps, late August. It should be between everything we were looking at is like between 50s on the low end and 70s on the higher end, and lots of sunlight. Like the sunrise will start at 6 a.m. or so and set around 9 p.m. or so. So makes for great touring weather. It's so comfortable and it's just such a beautiful and scenic area. So what we'd like to do is just kind of walk you through the ports of call and share a few of the highlights with you on this presentation. And so we're going to be starting and ending in London. As I said, it's round trip from Southampton. It's lots to do in London. So we encourage everybody to at least fly over one day prior, maybe even more if you'd like to experience more of the area. London itself has got just a wide range of highlights there, from Buckingham Palace to Big Ben, the London Eye, Windsor Castle. You could go out to Stonehenge and beyond. There's a lot of different packages are available, other tour packages that we can combine with this cruise to really enhance your whole overall experience. But you'll be sailing out of Southampton at 4 p.m. on Saturday, August 23rd. So it's a Saturday to Saturday cruise. Your first stop after a full day at sea, which is nice. I love the first day at sea on board the ship because it gives you a chance to get to know your ship, get acquainted with, all the amenities and things that are there. And then we'll be pulling into Kristiansand, Norway. We'll be docked there from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on the 23rd. And Kristiansand was founded in 1961. It's been known as a market town. It's strategically located right on the southeastern coast of Norway. It's Norway's fifth largest city. and it's one of the most popular vacation destinations. They claim to boast the sunniest summer weather in Norway. So we are headed that way. And in Christensen, there's a lot of different things to do. Princess offers a variety of well thought through and planned shore excursions, optional shore excursions to really accommodate various interests. So just a few little shots here. The Vintage Railway, that's pretty cool. That was the narrow gauge railroad. It was built in 1986, powered by original steam engines. And it's just a great way to see the countryside on a tour on the Vintage Rail. Or they have the Nature Museum and Botanical Gardens. There's a big highlight on the Sedestal Mineral Park. There's a tour there and kind of highlights a lot of the history of the mining and so forth in this area. But there's rafting adventures, there's deep sea fishing, there's all kinds of different sightseeing options. Before the next day, we're going to be going into Oslo, Norway. And this is a beautiful, clean, beautiful, beautiful destination. It's the city itself offers excellent theater, great cafes, there's quality shopping, lots of museums. The outlying area offers, more for nature lovers, like filled with hills and lakes and of course, winter sports that they are famous for. And so, it's one of the largest capital cities in the world in terms of area, space area, but in terms of population, only about 550,000 people call Oslo home. So some of the things going on in Oslo area when you're there is I mentioned a lot of museums. There's a Munch Museum that's very famous, the art museum there, the Open Air Folk Museum, and the Maritime Museum. So lots of different history and things like that around the area. One of the highlights in Oslo is the Vigeland Sculpture Park, and that's the next slide. There you go. And some of you may have seen this before if you've been, or seen it in books. It's the largest sculpture park in the world created by one artist, and it's 80 acres, I believe I read. Over 200 pieces of sculpture are there depicting the human life cycle. So that's pretty cool. Some other things in Oslo area, I mean, there's hop-on, hop-off bus tours, there's hop-on bus and boat tours. There is, you can take a tour and go out to see the ski jump. That's what is that, Holmenkollen or something called, I believe, where the 1952 Olympics were held. The Akerhus Palace, the castle there, it's a medieval castle. It dates back to 1299. Or you can also go to the Hatlen Glassworks, which I think sounds pretty cool. And they learn about the old age tradition of blowing glass. They've been doing it there for 230 years. So that's pretty cool. So lots of things to see and do in Oslo. And then we're going to be going on to Copenhagen. And so Copenhagen itself was founded in the 12th century. And it's known for beautiful architecture, this quaint harbor and so forth. This charming area is known as the Venice of the North. So if you've heard of that referred to, that's Copenhagen. And it's really located on a series of little islands and islets, and it's just laced with graceful canals and really delightful architecture and colors. It's a wonderful area just to stroll along the harbor and the little cafes and shops and houses along the way. Of course, Copenhagen is also famous for the final resting place of Hans Christian Andersen, and of course, the Little Mermaid. And when you see the Little Mermaid, I want you to report back to me, because when I saw it, it was much smaller than I thought it was. It sure did look a little bit smaller than what it looks like in that picture, but very cool. And there's neat things you can do all around Copenhagen. There's Tivoli Gardens, which is the world's oldest amusement park in the world. Crazy, right? It's beautiful gardens and amusements. It's filled with shops and dining and some rides, and overall just great people watching. So you can do an evening tour there or a daytime tour. There's also other history with the castles that are located in Copenhagen. And we've got just a couple pictures there. That Kronborg Castle is a UNESCO heritage site. A little tidbit here. It's known as Elsinore, the setting for Shakespeare's famous play Hamlet. if any of you are history buffs. There's also Fredericksburg Castle, Rosenberg Castle, Fredensburg Castle, lots of those burgs, lots of history here. And then, of course, we're going to go on to, it looks like Skagen, right? But it's pronounced Skane. Skane is located on the northernmost tip of Denmark. So we're up north now. It's a little fishing town with a very long maritime history. Really beautiful area, white sand beaches, crystal clear waters. There's stunning landscapes up there. And that lighthouse there, the Gray Lighthouse, you can actually climb that. It's 210 steps up to the top to get a great bird's eye view. In fact, you can learn about the migratory birds in this area that they're very well known for. Or you could take a tour out to Grennan. And this is, I thought, was an interesting photo. And this is where there's a long, narrow sandbar where the North Sea and the Baltic Sea actually converge right there. So I can see you standing right there and you're straddling both seas, a foot in each sea. Of course, there's some neat things around there with the terrain that they have. This Robjerg, I think it's pronounced, mile. It's in the northern Jutland area, and it's a migrating coastal dune that just repositions itself, over the year. And there's a neat nature center there. You can learn all about the effects of sand and water and light, and how the earth accommodates such. Of course, you can just stroll around. There's guided bicycle tours, a good way to see up close and personal all the little pretty houses and the white picket fences and the little neighborhoods. You could just stroll the art galleries and museums and stop at this Pakhuset, which and get a little taste of Skane with the traditional tastings of herring and aquavit spirit.
Oh,
I'm not sure about that, but of course, you're free to come and go off the ship at your leisure at each port of call, but we really would want you to take a look at the many optional shore excursions that Princess Cruises offers. And we can have you set up once you book. We can look at those tours online and book them either for yourself on your reservation, or we can help you with that. So that is where we're headed. We're going back then to London. And I want to turn it over to Kelly now to take a look at your home away from home and take a tour of the Sky Princess.
Perfect. Thanks, Patty. So this is beautiful Sky Princess. Sky Princess is one of our newer ships. She's been around just for about 5 or 6 years. The great thing about Princess Cruise Lines, if you haven't been on Princess Cruise Lines, so we have a great thing called the Medallion, which I'm going to talk about on the next slide. But this Royal class of ship debuted back in 2019, so just before the big C word happened. And she is a great ship that's going to give you a feel for a little bit of a bigger ship, but it's going to give you some great intimate spaces and a great onboard experience that you're going to have various environments throughout to enjoy yourself and enjoy your companions while you're out and about on the ship. So our Medallion is actually about the size of an AirTag or a $50, and it is everything for you to use while you're on the ship. It's going to give you a personalized, effortless experience while you're on the ship.
And that takes the place of your cruise card now, your cruise
Correct.
ID, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is going to be your room key. It's going to be your credit card. It's going to give our staff the ability to find you on the ship. So when you order a drink from the app, or when you order food from the app, the staff will be able to find you on the ship wherever you are to bring you your food or beverages. So it's going to give you a great opportunity to have a personalized experience on the ship. So the great thing that I love about it is it's keyless entry into your room. So I'm a coffee drinker, so I'm frequently carrying my 2 cups of coffee and don't have room to get out that old key card. You don't have to get out the key card any longer. This will open your stateroom when you get close to your stateroom. So it's a great opportunity for you to have kind of a seamless experience.
Very cool.
Other things that the Medallion has, so in addition to being that key card, you board the ship faster. So as part of the pricing that Patty will go into later, it includes the pricing to have this shipped to you. So you can actually get the Medallion shipped to you in advance. So you'll have it ahead of your trip. And then it allows you to board the ship after you go through security. So you don't have to wait in line to pick it up when you get to the cruise port. It's a really nice experience for you. Like I mentioned, you can get things delivered to you anywhere on the ship. It's not just to your stateroom any longer. You can be enjoying the spa, you can be spa areas, you can be enjoying the pools, and they can deliver food or drinks to you wherever. It also includes the best Wi-Fi at sea. So all of our ships are Starlink enabled, so you'll get the Wi-Fi at sea as well. And then in addition to the medallion, it also is a companion, there's a companion app which allows you to view the ship activities and see what's going on for the day. And the really cool thing is those traveling in your stateroom with you, it will help you to identify where they are on the ship. So if you want to know where your friends or spouse is that are in your room, you're automatically connected through the app. But if you would like to connect with other staterooms, you can opt in to connect with your shipmates. So if you have a group of people and you want to say, yes, I'd love for my friends to know that I'm where I am on the ship, it's a great way so that people know where you are at all times.
Great. Okay.
So let's talk a little bit about food, because everybody, when they go on vacation, they love to think about, what am I going to have? What am I going to do? What am I going to eat? So well, let's talk about the food that you're going to have. We have an amazing culinary experience for you. There are so many options that are going to be included right with the cruise fare. And I'm going to walk you through some of those options. First is our main dining room. So we have 3 main dining rooms on this ship. And as part of the group, we can actually have a selected dining time where you can be seated together. And you'll enjoy a experience where you're going to sit in the main dining room. You're going to choose off a menu, and you'll be seated at that same table each and every day. Or we have other options on the ship. So there's those 3 main dining rooms, that one. Then there's if you would like to eat on your own, there's a option to do just reservations. Or if you're off on an excursion and you don't want to have to worry about a dining time, you can actually walk up to our 3rd dining room and just eat at your leisure.
Lots of options there. You know, I love to dine in the dining room on a cruise ship and sample new things that I might not order in a restaurant here. And I also like to know that Princess has the always included, always available. So you can have your sirloin steak or your chicken breast or your salmon and Caesar salad.
Exactly.
And what's the pasta that I like?
There's the Alfredo.
Alfredo, yes.
Yes. Yes, that's a great one. So we call those our Princess favorites.
Okay.
And so those are available each night, but then depending on the different departures and different destinations, we have a curated menu for that evening. But there's always those great things that you can have. Mm-hmm. And if you decide that you order something and you don't like it, just let the waiters or waitresses know you can have another meal that evening. It's not that you're limited to the one meal. Yeah. So if you are going to eat in the main dining room, that's great. Or we have other options. So other options of the complimentary dining is our 24-hour international cafe. This has some great grab and go sandwiches and things to eat. Mm-hmm. Or we can do 24-hour room service that will be delivered straight to your room, or you can get the food as part of Ocean Now delivery. Other things that are complimentary and included on the top deck, so on the Lido deck, we have a great pizzeria. So we've been voted the best pizza at sea, and the pizza is really good. In addition to that pizzeria up there, typically there's a burger and hot dog grill. Sometimes they've got some chicken sandwiches. Sometimes there's tacos, just depending on what is available that day. The Horizon Court or the World Fresh Marketplace, that's our buffet. So that's going to have a variety of options. It's going to have food stations. So there'll be, just as in the main dining room, there'll be some selection of everyday things that are common, but then they'll also have a themed night, mm-hmm. and that'll be available either on the in the app, or you'll see it in the stateroom, our Princess Patter, every day. And of course, ice cream. Don't forget the ice cream.
Yum, yum.
Ice cream is available on the top Lido deck as well. And you can get that soft serve ice cream with some toppings as well. Those are all included. If you want a different dining experience, we do have a couple other options. These are our casual dining, which are the 3 things listed here. So Alfredo's Pizzeria, Salty Dog, Gastropub. These are going to have a small surcharge, but with the package that the pricing and package that is included with the group, you actually get 2 of these meals included per person. And if you would like to go maybe 3 or 4 times, it's just an additional $14.99 per person when you go to those additional casual dining meals. And these are, think about those restaurants where you're going to go, you're going to have a waiter or waitress, you're going to order off a menu. It's just a little bit of an elevated feel from a buffet.
Yeah.
Also, we've got a few what we call our specialty dining. So these are going to be elevated experiences. They are going to be for dinner only. And they are Sabatini's, which is our Italian trattoria. It is the food is fantastic. It's typically the homemade pastas. You're going to get some type of fish included with that. And these typically run between $35 and $49 per person. Only available in the evenings, and we highly, highly recommend reservations that you would do ahead of time in order to make sure that you're going to get that dining that you want.
So Sabatini's.
Sabatini's is one. The next one is Crown Grill.
Yeah, the Crown Grill.
Crown Grill. The steaks at the Crown Grill are fantastic. If you're a steak eater, it's a great place. It was named the best steakhouse at sea by USA Today, and there's a great selection of wines that are available as well with this Crown Grill experience. The third specialty dining is our seafood restaurant. It's a concept. It's called the Catch by Rudy. If you are a seafood lover, it's a great place to grab a great seafood dinner and that beautiful lobster that's in front of that's on the screen right now. So now I want to talk a little bit about some of the other things that are available on the ship. So as one of the questions I get all the time is about dress code. So I wanted to bring up a little bit about formal nights. So we do have formal nights on board, but the general dress code for our ship is resort wear, country club casual during the day and most evenings. There are a couple nights, typically in a 7-day cruise, there will be 2 nights that will have that will be listed as formal nights. And it's really, in order for you to be able to dress up and have fun, don't think that you have to pack your ball gown and your tuxedo. That is not something that you have to pack, but just a little bit of a more dressy atmosphere. And this is coupled with a captain's welcome, which is a great experience for you. And that champagne waterfall, which is that picture that you see, that is typically present on the first formal night, which is a lot of fun.
That's fun. Yeah, it's fun to watch.
Other things that are going to happen on ship is the entertainment. So we've got some great engaging entertainment. You're going to have some the opportunity to see some top-notch shows and dancers. You'll have some Broadway style production shows on board. Don't forget our atrium and piazza. So the atrium and piazza on the ship is the central hub of the ship. This is typically where a lot of the restaurants and bars and everything spill into, and it's where we typically hold some of our entertainment. So there'll be music acts, magic acts, you'll have folklore presentations, acrobats, jugglers, all kinds of fun things that go on right here in the piazza, all time throughout the day and into the evening.
Yes.
Lots of dancing. We do have a selection of bars and lounges. The one thing I love about our bars and lounges is we have a different feel for a lot of the different bars and lounges. So this is Take 5, which is one of our jazz lounges on board. So in the evenings, they have jazz of all different types of eras, which is a lot of fun. We do have another bar called Crooners, which has a more
traditional, like older fashioned, or
old fashioned feel. And then the Wheelhouse Bar is another one that gives you more of a boat vibe. So there's all of these different vibes that you get with all the different bars and lounges.
I love the different environments.
Absolutely. Yeah. The thing I love to do with the bars and lounges is typically they never play music at the same time. But if you're seated in the piazza, all of the bars and lounges are all throughout the piazza. So you can hear all the different music from whether it be Take 5 or Crooners or O'Malley's. You'll be able to hear all the different music throughout the evening, which is something I just love to do, is sit in the piazza and just people watch. We do have a casino and we have bingo on board. So it's a great way to spend some time and some money to be able to have some fun at sea. Part of our entertainment, we do have a selection of live music, comedians, illusionists, all in our Princess Theater, which is a large scale theater on the ship. So they typically do an early and late show, and it will typically be the same show for both early and late each evening, but a different show every night. Another thing not to miss is our movies under the stars. So we have a big, huge TV screen that is typically over the middle pool. And what happens is they have a main feature every night. It's a great way to unwind at the end of the evening, but also they bring it around, depending on the weather, they'll bring you a blankie, which I love. And usually hot chocolate, sometimes cookies, they'll bring popcorn. So it's a great atmosphere to be able to enjoy your evening. The on-deck parties. So there is something going on at all times. No matter where you are on the deck, there will be something going on. And if you just pay attention to either your Princess Patter, which is the paper that they give you in your room, or the app, it will tell you where the party is at what time and what kind of party it's going to be. So there's a lot of different things happening on the ship. So this is going to be your home away from home. I'm going to tell you a little bit about, we're going to talk a little bit about the staterooms and where you'll actually be staying in a few minutes. Before we get there, we're going to talk about the spa and some of the other pieces and parts where you're going to get that joyful rejuvenation on the ship. One place that we do have that these next few things are a little bit of an additional cost is the sanctuary. If you'd like to, the sanctuary is an adult-only retreat. It is a place that's going to be quiet. There's going to be a pool up there. There's a spa-like atmosphere. It's a place to unwind. And this is, you buy a day pass, adults only 16 years of age and older. And it typically fills up. So if it's something you'd like to look into, it's something you book on board. So I would head there to the sanctuary and see what days and the pricing is for that specific day that you want to do it. Other options is we do have a fantastic spa on board. Our Lotus Spa has been named one of the best cruise ship spas by Wellness 365. There's going to be a great area in there. There's wet and dry elements within our spa. Something that doesn't cost anything is our fitness center. We have a great fitness center that I've actually used it on board when the sea isn't too rough. It's a nice way to look out onto the water and do a little walk in the morning if you'd like to do something like that. But also we do have Zumba, Tai Chi, and a lot of other fitness classes that could be an additional charge depending, but that would be something that would show up in your Princess Patter. Other ways to enjoy, or other things to enjoy on board, is our freshwater pools and hot tubs. We've got typically 4 pools and a lot of hot tubs all over.
Yeah, they're not salt water. They're freshwater.
Correct. Yeah. They're freshwater pools, which makes it really nice. Mm-hmm. And each one is going to have its own vibe. So you can find the one that is,
up your alley.
Matches your alley. A really cool one is actually the wake view pool, which is at the back of the ship. So if you like to see that wake in the background,
I love that.
I know, me too. And that's a little bar area too. If you just want to sit and watch the world go by, this is a great place to do it. Mm-hmm. Typically, it's a little more of a quiet pool. Mm-hmm. Don't forget about shopping.
Duty free shopping.
So the shops will open once we get so far out at sea. They don't open when we're in port, so something to keep in mind. But there's great shopping on board. You can do anything from there's clothes to handbags, jewelry, paintings,
perfume, makeup,
a variety of things, or your princess merchandise. If you would like your princess logo wear, we have that for you as well, that you can purchase right in our shopping,
or participate in the art auctions.
Yes. Last, I'm going to turn it back over to Patty. We're going to talk a little bit about staterooms, but what I have to say before I turn it back over to Patty is our beds are amazing. I mean, I love to travel and I travel a lot. Our Princess Luxury bed is super comfortable. It's been rated the best cruise ship bed.
I think you sell them.
We do sell them. That's how popular they are. But yeah, so it's a great experience once you're on board.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at the staterooms then. And before I go into a lot of detail, I want to just say this caveat. you guys are hearing it first. The rates that we are showing you on this presentation are reflecting our group discounted prices. However, valuable hint, if you ask us about the special limited time offers that are going on right now, and we think till maybe about August 28th or something, we might be able to have access to this, we're going to be able to save you like between $300 and $700 per person off of these rights. So stick with us, guys, and this could be a reason why you might want to jump on and get your reservation made now before we lose opportunity to get the maximum savings. So this is a standard balcony stateroom. We find that most of our clients do really enjoy the balcony. All of the staterooms that we're going to look at, all the staterooms on the Sky Princess, they all feature the flat screen TVs. They've got television, phones in the room. There is a safe in your little walk-in closet area, private bathroom, so all of those things come with it. A mini refrigerator in each of the staterooms. So you're going to have all of that. But in addition, then you've got the floor to ceiling windows to look out to the sea. You've got a nice little private balcony area where you can walk out there, have coffee in the morning, sit out there and read your book. It's just really nice. So right now, the group rate shows $28.29 per person. So this while supply lasts. The deluxe balcony, if you want just a little bit bigger room and a little bit bigger balcony, these are coming in around like 233 to 279 square feet. The layout is slightly different from the regular balcony room. And that has a love seat there that you'll see is a difference. And that love seat can actually turn into a third person's, like a sofa bed. If there was the three ladies traveling together or something, that could be a good option for you as well. Okay, and then we're going to go up if you want something even more spacious, a little bit more elbow room. The mini suites are 323 square feet. You can see that they have a separate sitting area with a full sofa bed. There's actually two TVs, one facing toward the sitting area, one facing towards the bedroom. And it just got the bathroom is a little bit bigger as well. It has a tub as well as a shower in the mini suites. And we've got rates that are representing about $700 off per person off of those rates. So now's the time to be booking those. The group rates are great, but our special rates are even better. So, and then if you want something more affordable, the most affordable kind of accommodations, of course, are the interior rooms. And it still features all the same amenities, your little mini refrigerator and your safe, etc. So now is a great time to book this trip, take advantage of the extra value, the terrific savings, and it's going to be a wonderful trip, guys. So let's take a look and see what's included in this package price. Of course, we've got the cruise fare, and that's your choice of stateroom. All the taxes and fees are included on this for the whole cruise, meals, entertainment, activities on board, all the regular stuff. Plus, we've included Princess Plus amenities, which are already built into those rates, and that includes the beverage package. That would be, all of your drinks that would normally not be included, like alcoholic and carbonated beverages, glasses of wine, cocktails, beers, also bottled water, mocktails, specialty coffees. So all of that's included, up to $16 per drink. And that's like unlimited. I think you can have maybe 15 per day.
Yeah, and that's just the alcoholic beverages. You can have unlimited non-alcoholic beverages. So if you are a bottled water drinker or a specialty coffee drinker or a mocktail drinker, as many as you'd like all day long.
I love that. And so nothing costs extra then. The complimentary Wi-Fi. Now, Princess, I know, has just recently updated your Medallion Net Max Wi-Fi to have the fastest at sea. And that's valid for one device per person. And then, of course, your gratuities for all your ship personnel, your cabin steward, your waiters and busboys and so forth. They're all taken care of ahead of time for you. That's a prepaid gratuities. In addition to that, there's some extra little tidbits that come along. You get some extra special desserts.
Yep. So premium desserts, trust me, there's a ton of desserts that are free on board, but these are premium desserts. So think huge slices of cake. So 7 or 8 tiers, lots of ice cream things that have ice cream, candy, cookies, and all kinds of stuff on board or on them. So this is two
per day.
Per day.
2 per day. Yes. If you want them.
Yes.
In addition, the juice bar is included with breakfast and lunch for fresh squeezed juices and so forth. There's 2 fitness classes that would normally cost extra if you care to participate in those. And you get the 2 casual dining experiences that would normally have a small fee during the cruise. And as Kelly mentioned, you'll get your medallion shipped to you for free. So that's all included in our package prices on the rates that we've been talking about. But I do want to just mention that if anybody is interested, we can even upgrade you further to what we have as Princess Premier Package. And that would be at a rate of $20 per person per day or $140 for the full 7-night cruise. And that you can ask our agents about it. It enhances things even further. You do get a complimentary photo package with some 8x10 photos. You have a chance to win prizes. There's reserved seating in the theater area for all the shows in the evening, so you don't have to be rushing to get a seat in advance. Beverages go up to $20 a day, and you get 2 specialty restaurants. So, as Kelly said, Sabatini's is $35, the Crown Grill is $49. I mean, right there's $85 of the $140.
Yeah.
So it's just something to be aware of. We wanted to make sure that you knew that those options exist, and we want to help incorporate whatever it is that is important to you, what your priorities are.
And the other thing you get with the Premier is 4 devices of Wi-Fi. So
yeah.
if you are somebody who wants to work while you're your days at sea and you want more than 1 device per person, you can have up to 4 devices with the Princess Premier. That's something else that you do get as part of that.
Yeah. And so what we need you to do now is we sent you the reservation form along with the brochure and the terms and conditions and so forth. We need you to complete your reservation form and just turn it into us, or you can call us. We can go over the details with you. We have a reduced deposit right now. So we want you to take advantage of these great savings and also reduce deposit and keep more money in your pocket. Deposit is $150 per person. The final payment is not due until May 15th. And then it's refundable until May 16th, less a $50 administrative fee. So there's no penalties that start until after final payment, and then optional travel insurance we'll be talking to you about to get some information to make sure you're covered along the way. So once you get booked and you get a reservation number, then we'll give you details, more communication where you can look at the shore excursions, like I mentioned. You can look at dining things and all kinds of stuff on your reservation detail.
And one question that just came through that I saw was about bedding. So the beds in the room, depending on which room you select, they can be split up into 2 separate beds. So 2 twin beds or a queen bed. That's all something that you can designate within the app.
And that's one of the questions on your reservation form as well. How would you like your bed set up? If it's 2 ladies traveling together, maybe you want 2 twin beds, right? Or a husband and wife, perhaps you want a queen bed. So we put that, or maybe you want 2 twin beds.
Yeah.
So yes. The other thing too that I neglected to mention, but this trip is open not just to nationwiders, not just to retirees, but family and friends. They're all encouraged to join in because it's really a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. So please share the information with others. Before we sign off, though, I just want to point out a couple other things. The passports are definitely required. So check your passports, guys. We want them to be valid for at least 6 months beyond the travel date. So know where your passport is, and you'll be bringing that along with you. Flights. Flights will open about 300 days in advance with Princess Easy Air. We'll be looking at different flight options for you. That'll be about November or so to give you an idea. We'll be communicating with all of our booked guests at that time to, see what the best opportunities are for your flights from wherever you're flying from into London.
Yeah, it's not a group air. You're going to be able to fly from wherever.
Yep, we can coordinate all of those details for you. Of course, we want you to be thinking if you would like to enhance your trip with any additional pre or post cruise extensions. hotel or other packages or visit other places so that, when you're ready to confirm your flights, you know exactly when you want to come and when you want to go. Okay. And again, think about that going in at least one day prior, just in case of delays or anything like that, really be worth your while. And we'll talk to you about travel insurance as well, because we want you to be covered from the time you leave home until the time you get back. So with that, we hope you enjoyed this short time with us today, about 45 minutes or so. And we encourage you to contact our agents, Kate and Marcia, myself. We'll be standing by to help get your reservation secured and any other details that you have along the way. So we say thank you for joining us, and we wish you a very good day. Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody.